We live in a twilight world. Let's do a quick recording, yeah? So, 2 months ago, there or thereabouts, a ceasefire was agreed between Israel and Hamas, thus bringing peace to Gaza. Yeah? And here we have one of these phony pictures, these AI-generated pictures from Gaza. But anyway, can anyone guess what day the ceasefire took effect when it was put into action? That's right, the 10th of October, 1010. Yeah, 1010. In Roman numerals is XX, aka double cross. So it was finalized on the 9th because allegedly what we're told is Hamas were holding out and the last to agree. But all parties agreed, took a plan, the peace plan, on the 9th, and it was put into effect on the 10th of October. Which is also, by the way, World Mental Health Day, the 10th of October. So let's take a look at some newspapers, because I always back up what I say. I always bring receipts. So here's The Guardian. Celebrations after Hamas and Israel agree first phase of deal. Over here we got the 10th of October. And there's a picture of a load of, I guess, Palestinians celebrating. Here we have The Times. Trump celebrates art of the everlasting peace deal. Friday, October 10. Now, Daily Mail. Hamas. Quote, the war is over. Blessed is the peacemaker. And a picture of old Trump there. Not a very flattering picture, but nevertheless. Friday, October 10th. 1010, double cross, XX. Let me have a sip of my coffee here, hang on. Now, this, this ceasefire came from Trump's 20-point Gaza plan, yeah? Trump was supposedly the mastermind behind this. He's trying to be the president of peace. He's the one that arranged this with Netanyahu. But once again, 20-point plan. 20. 20 is, of course, double cross. XX, isn't it? Yeah? So once again, we've got 20s all over it, yeah? Now, what's even more interesting, I find this interesting, yeah, is down here, I think it's point 10. Nope, sorry, point 9. Gaza governed temporarily by a technocratic Palestinian committee under an international board, including former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair and led by Trump. Tony Blair. It's weird because, like, almost a week or so before that was announced, that 20-point peace plan mentioning Tony Blair, I did a video talking about how MI6 used Tony Blair to get Putin elected over in Russia, right? Because they sent Tony Blair over to meet up with Putin at the Opera House to watch War and Peace. And this really impressed the Russian people because they, it made out that Putin was going to be a Western-aligned leader. So MI6 got Putin elected via the vampire Tony Blair. So it's weird that I mentioned Tony Blair and then, it's almost like speak of the devil and he shall appear. He comes back onto World Stage Theatre. Also, that week, there or thereabouts, is when in the UK they announced the rollout of digital IDs. For people that don't know, digital ID was like Tony Blair's ultimate goal, right? He tried many times. Luckily, it never got through. So once again, yeah, I talk about the devil, and he appears. Digital IDs are announced, and then Tony Blair is put on a technocratic committee to run Palestine. You know? Strange, right? It's why I'm very careful about what I talk about in general, because, you know, it's been quite well known I talk about something and then it happens. So that's why you know, you've got to know to keep your mouth shut, because sometimes you speak stuff into existence, yeah? But anyway, you know, I digress. This is not meant to be about Putin or the head vampire Tony Blair. This is about the 20-point peace plan, you know, supposedly engineered by Trump. Now, talking of Trump, while we're here, quickly, let's always remember, yeah, he is the double-cross president, because he is the 45th and 47th president. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. You got your 9/11. And 9 plus 11 is 20, aka double cross. The double cross president with a 20-point peace plan, which came into effect on the 10th of October 1010. Now, you know, let's make this video a little bit longer. I've always said that this double cross business, you know, it's not the same as like when the Freemasons leave 33s everywhere as like a calling card. For me, this is more of the bleed through. Yeah. The 20 committee are on the other side of reality. And whenever they touch something, yeah, they leave their fingerprints on it. A bit like the way a ghost leaves ectoplasm on an object or a wall or whatever when it's been there. Yeah, the double cross, when we see it, this is the bleed through from the 20 committee who are on the other side. And I don't know what they are. Is it 20 supercomputers? Is it 20 immortal beings? Is it 20 psychic, time-traveling, I don't know, masters of the universe? I don't know. All I know is we see the double cross all day, every day, especially when it comes to world stage theatre. We live in a twilight world. There are no friends at dusk.